All right, the next 24 hours are going to likely feature slightly warmer temperatures. The last couple of days staying in the 80s across the board and even getting knocked into the 70s in spots with all the showers in the afternoon hours. And I do think there still will be some showers today, but not the same kind, not the same amount of coverage, not the same period as what we've been having for the past couple of days. And if we do get a little more blue in the sky, and I think we can in spots today, that's going to get these temperatures into the 90s, and we'll spend more time with those higher temperatures too as we get fewer showers. Now, we still will have some showers. We can get some this morning. I see a little bit of activity over here to the south and west that's going to try to move into our area, but the better chances for the most showers will come later on this afternoon. We're hoping that sea breeze fires up and we can start getting that machine going, and maybe that can contribute to better chances to keep the temperatures down the line. As far as our setup for today goes, we're starting warm, we're starting muggy. There's not much of a breeze, so we'll be looking for some fog. We're at 72 this morning in Thomasville, 75 in Tallahassee, and it's 76 in Valdosta with those dew point numbers up over 70, so it's icky, sticky, gross when you step outside. Your glasses are going to fog up when you step out of the AC too. Here's all the numbers around the area from that 72 in Thomasville to the 79s at Apalachicola and at Panacea. Most of our temperatures are someplace in that 73 to 76 range, so it's kind of warm to get started. If there's a little tiny bit of a breeze, okay, it's more from the south and it's generally less than 5 or 6 miles per hour. So we're watching the visibility numbers drop. Bluntstown now down to a quarter mile. Live Oak 1¼ miles. I see spots like Bainbridge and Thomasville and Perry and Valdosta and Homerville all with small reductions, and we'll likely see more of those developing as we go into the day. Now, there are some big storms through parts of Oklahoma. That's where the next energy is. It's the first time really this week that we're looking north and west because we've been watching that upper level low to our south and east for the past few days, but that's now sliding off to our north and east, and as that moves away, it takes that extra energy with it, which has been responsible for all the extra showers the past couple of days. We'll see if this next boundary can get here. What usually happens once we get into this point during the year is these boundaries try to get here. They get close, but they get stuck somewhere nearby, and we end up bottled up in the warm, humid air mass. That's where the unsettled comes from, and this usually lingers for a while, which means we end up with that pattern for several days. This next boundary will try to approach the area by like Sunday or Sunday night or Monday, and depending on how far south it goes and how far it meanders back and forth, that will impact our forecast for the beginning of next week. All the while, the end of this week and the weekend still bottled up in all the warm and the humid, just without the extra something to help shake the showers from the clouds. So I don't think we're going to have as many at as many times during the day that we've been having for the past couple of days. Yeah, there still will be some, and I think especially this afternoon, this evening, they'll fizzle out tonight. It'll stay really, really muggy. We'll wake up tomorrow, some patchy fog. I think earlier in the day for outdoor activities, the best way, not just because it won't be as hot, but because you have the best chances to avoid the showers. That'll start to perk up again in the afternoons. And then as we get to Sunday, now we're looking for where that boundary is and how close to the area it can get. The more it gets into, the more it can get maybe a little south of the area. Maybe we get a few little changes in a couple of spots, but I think that boundary is going to waver and meander around our area, and that likely means a lot of unsettled by Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and next week. Now, the tropics not have a lot for us to look at. We're still watching whatever's left of that upper level low. Don't think it's going to turn into anything. This time of year, it's always good to keep an eye on what's going on for parts of the Caribbean and down towards Central and South America. I don't see anything developing there anytime soon, so things are pretty quiet across the tropics, exactly the way we want it to stay. On the Gulf, southwest winds that turn west 5 to 15, seas 2 to 4 feet, so a little breezy for the boaters. Very muggy and warm this morning. The rain chance a little bit lower for the morning hours. Doesn't mean we couldn't get a couple of showers. There can be a few this morning, but the better chances are going to come this afternoon. I'm not expecting as many today as we've had the past couple of days, and that likely means more of us get to 90 and stay there for a little while. Tonight, the showers will eventually fizzle, the ones that are able to pop up. It stays very, very muggy and very, very warm. And I think over the weekend, it's going to be warm and muggy early. It'll get hot in the afternoon. We'll find a few showers to hopefully cool things down, but probably not until we get into the lower, maybe even the middle 90s. Now, Sundays, when we're watching that next boundary, that's when we can start looking for some changes. The closer to the area that boundary gets, the more we increase those rain chances. And the more that that boundary gets stuck, and I think it will for several days next week, well, then there's a whole lot more unsettled coming our way for next week.